Hello, and welcome to Mean Street News. Mean Street News is here to provide accurate news to help citizens affect change in their local government and beyond. Being nice is overrated. It is time to be real. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. The time to step up and step in is now. So please come join me, Katie, over on Mean Street News to discuss Ohio politics and beyond. I hope to see you there. Hello. Hello, and welcome back to Mean Street News. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Katie. I'm your host. And if you are coming back, thank you for returning. We're going to get right back into it. Tonight is part 4 of Back to 1991. I'm so excited to bring this back. Sorry for the little bit of delay. I got sick over the weekend and I just couldn't do it. Completely drained. I know a lot of people have been coming down with something, so I was one of them. So tonight we have a little bit of a long recording. It's one of the longest, about 30 minutes, and it's the sister Gwen Mincy. She's the sister of Willie Mincy, and we are talking about the Ohio Four. The Ohio Four were 4 men that were convicted of the murder of Marsha Blakely, Willie Mincy's baby mother, longtime girlfriend, and Willie Mincy's, I don't know, not sister-in-law, but friend. They were friends, both addicts at the time, addicted to crack cocaine. Both were doing the same types of behaviors, at-risk behaviors that many crack addicts do, boosting and, bartering and trading and what have you. Marsha Blakely was found in 1991, August 8th, in the back of a shopping plaza. Her roommate, Floyd Epps, was found earlier that evening, about 1:30 in the morning, with his, he was ran over. They thought at the time as a pedestrian, but later found out that his throat was slashed, his head was ran over. He was dragged a little bit, and had, it wasn't just a hit and run. Marsha Blakely was found at 9 o'clock the next morning, and that was about 1:30 in the morning. 9 o'clock the next morning, Marsha Blakely was found behind the shopping center, about not even a quarter mile away from where Floyd Epps was found. She was beaten. Well, doesn't beaten. She had defensive wounds. I wouldn't say beaten like beaten in the story. You'll find out later. But she looked like she had been run over as well. Her throat also slashed. She also had 15 to 20. I don't know if it's 15 or 25 because there's varying reports, but 15 torture-like stab wounds on her neck. Her ear was sliced. Her face was bruised. She had lacerations to the left side of her shoulder, her knee. She had scrapes on her one foot, on her left foot. That day they went to go speak to Mary Jane Gonzalez, who was a friend of her, a friend with a tenant at this at a gas station that saw Marsha a lot, and she stopped at her house trying to boost some steaks, sell her some steaks or some cash that she owed some people money. Mary Jane Gonzalez then, told police I would talk to her boyfriend, Willie Mincy, described a car, which is going to be important tonight, described a car that she saw that night leaving, Marsha Blakely leaving in. The last person that saw her, that is documented, is her ex-boyfriend, father to her 2 children, Willie Mincy. They were fighting at the time. We've gone over that in the last few videos. I urge, if you're new here, to go back and listen to those interviews. And Mean Street News' investigation has come to the conclusion that it is more than likely that Willie Mincy has something to do. Allegedly, he's not charged or anything, but we allege that Willie Mincy has something to do with this murder based on his interviews, based on the fact that he was the last one to see her, based on the fact that we're fighting. And then tonight, what you're going to hear from his sister, even more so, kind of shows that the Mincy's knew a lot more. Now, what drew me to the Mincy's was the original police report. 10 pages in, you get to the police report. I'm going to show you tonight. I'm just going to show you a couple things from that police report, and then we're going to get right into the recording. But the first thing I want to show you is Willie Mincy. First time he comes on the scene. During the interview with Mary Jane Gonzalez, as we said, was advised that the boyfriend, Willie Mincy, had information regarding this investigation. Now, this is what was weird, and we've discussed this before. As this officer approached the noted residence, this writer noted an apparent disturbance at the location. This writer approached the front north door, and the following transpired. This officer observed a group of people inside the duplex of an apparent struggle. This officer entered the structure and observed several persons attempting to restrain a black male subject who ended up being Willie Mincy, Marsha Blakely's boyfriend, father to her children, last person with Marsha Blakely before her demise. This officer attempted to assist the group. The subject fled out the residence via the rear south door. This officer radioed for assistance and provided the responding officers with a description of the subject and a direction of travel. A short time later, Detective Sergeant Roner, Officer Undrisky, sorry if I'm butchering your names, and Officer D. Garcia located and detained the subject at 1606 West 24th Street. This officer arrived and noted that the subject detained was the same person observed struggling and fleeing from the 1609 West 23rd Street residence. He was identified as Willie Mincy, the boyfriend Willie Mincy. So the cops come to Willie Mincy's house the day that Marsha Blakely was found that morning at 9:18. Shortly later, they talked to Mary Jane. After they talked to Mary Jane, they go to Willie Mincy's house. What does Willie Mincy do? He flees. We found that very suspect. Well, then in the report later, it says, Mincy advised he came into current contact with Marsha Blakely at 0200 hours. Now, Marsha Blakely's time of death is sometime after 3 a.m., according to Lorain County Coroner, 3 a.m. So, but he sees her at 2 a.m. on the same day that they're speaking to him that morning, I guess. 0200 hours on Thursday, August 8th, 1991. Mincy indicated that he was at his mother's residence located at 1609 West 23rd Street when he observed Marsha Blakely was not accompanied by anyone during the period of time. She reportedly arrived at the noted location to speak with Mincy. She had previously upset with Mincy and walked to discuss the matter. The witness did not observe any injuries, did not indicate that she had been assaulted. So at that time, even though Mary Jane Gonzalez is saying that Marsha Blakely looked like she was beat up, Detective Taliano is saying, no, she wasn't beat up. Okay, that makes sense. And he's also not stating that the Willie Mincy I don't know if he's going to state it here or not, but Willie Mincy had taken Marsha's purse that night. I think he says it here. Yes. So Blakely indicated she was going to walk down to Floyd Epps' residence, Sunset Boulevard. All right, remember, she told her last interview we had with Willie Mincy, said, Marsha told me, don't come down here on that shit. Don't be coming down to Epps on that shit. His words. What shit? Was he upset? So Willie Mincy grabbed a purse from her hands. The witness indicated that he entered this mother's residence to obtain a pair of shoes and hat. When he exited the bike, he said the witness stated that he utilized a bicycle and rode the same towards Epps' residence. Reportedly, he experienced difficulty with the bike chain, which fell off the gear sprocket on more than one occasion. During that period of time, Mincy repaired the bicycle. Blakely continued to walk towards Epps' residence in Mincy's view. Now, the witness stated that he proceeded to go down to Epps' residence and discovered that neither Blakely or Epps were at the apartment. Mincy discovered that Leonard Walker, further identified on page number 5. Now, we have questions about that because he said he was there. Then he said nobody was there. Then he said he was there when he came back. Who knows? On page number 5 of this report, was sleeping inside of the Epps residence. However, moments later, Mincy stated that Walker was outside of the apartment and they spoke for a period of time. Mincy stated that he left and returned to the Epps residence during the early morning hours of Thursday, August 8th, 1991. So he left at some point and came back. He indicated that Epps and Blakely were not at the apartment during these periods of time. So, sorry guys. So now we bring in his sister. He was joined by his sister's boyfriend, Herbert Wallace. Gwendolyn Mincy's identified on, come on, let me see this. So let me see it. Hold on. They remained at the residence until approximately 7 to 8 a.m. on August 8th, 1991. So he's saying that, what are we saying here? The night of the murder, okay, she's dead around 3 a.m. At 2 a.m., Willie Mincy sees her. He goes down there in an altercation, some kind of fight and arguing. She tells him not to come down to Epps' house. He grabs her purse, takes her purse, went back to his house, grabbed some shoes, grabbed a bike. By the time he got down to Marsha Blakely's and Floyd Epps' residence on Sunset, she wasn't there. He also mentioned a white station wagon that he later recanted and said the white station wagon didn't exist. He also he could have saw Marsha Blakely in. He's all over the place with his stories. You know what I mean? But what he does can stay consistent on is at 2 a.m. he was with Marsha. They were arguing. There's witnesses that you're going to even hear today. His sister herself will tell you that she saw them arguing that night on the corner. He took her purse. Then, he went down to Epps' house where he says she wasn't there. But as we're going to hear later today, there was somebody that saw them that night outside of Epps' house, and they were arguing, and Marsha took off. And we're going to hear about that witness and what he says. I'm still trying to track him down, so we'll see where that goes. Okay. Now, what really surprised me, and I have like 3 more things to go over with this, is, Mincy, Gwen is the first person to mention, try to find the right one, to mention Shakim, which is one of the Ohio 4. Strip City. Hold on, I'm trying to find it here. If I put it here. And she's the first one to mention, Cleveland, here we go. So, his sister. The investigation continued August, so this is the interview we're going to listen to today. August 15th, 1991, this writer interviewed the sister of Willie Mincy, Gwendolyn Mincy. Now, this is all that Detective Taliano had to say about this 30-minute interview that we're about to listen to. So, Gwendolyn Mincy, regarding this investigation, her knowledge of facts pertaining to the same. This is, 7 days after the murder. Gwen, as further identified on page 4 of this report, indicated the following. Gwen indicated that Marsha Blakely was a crack addict and that she dealt with a number of people on the strip, Reeves Avenue 1900 through 2100 block. Further, she reported an uncorroborated account of John Edward Shakim having participated in the murders as a result of Blakely stealing drugs from the same. This made no sense because, for one, somebody that is supplying a large quantity of cocaine is not dealing with the $5, $10, $20 bags of crack. That doesn't really make sense. No person that is dealing drugs is either going to give a crack addict a copious amount of drugs to sell to where she owes them a debt, which will be a later story. But like I said, the first person to mention Shakim and mention Al Cleveland are Willie Mincy and Gwen Mincy's sister. Willie Mincy being the last person to see Marsha Blakely alive. And we've gone over those interviews and we have gone over how it is so his story changes, is inconsistent. First it's some Cuban guys, then it's the neighbors, then it's this guy Glenn, and then it's, his story changes a million times. And based on his own statements, the fact that he knew that Marsha carried a knife, there was no knife found in her purse that night. The fact that he said he had a breakdown through one of the interviews saying, I should have just stayed home that night. I shouldn't have gone down there. Guilty conscience right there. You know what I mean? The fact that he was the last one to see her alive, he should have been looked into more. The fact that they were fighting, the fact that he was upset with her about her lifestyle and the decisions she was making, the fact that he partied at Floyd Epps' house all night. And from what my understanding is, Floyd Epps wasn't too fond of Willie Mincy based on the testimony of Leonard Walker. And even, Willie Mincy's own statements that we hung out outside. Floyd didn't like me in her house, right? He went into Marsha's house. He didn't go into Marsha's house. During his interview, he kept asking, what's wrong with Marsha? What's wrong with Marsha after being told that Marsha was dead? And to me, that's basically kind of inferring that that she was killed in a violent manner, in a manner that is not conducive to just a violent manner, right? What was wrong with her? Then he's the first person to ask about Floyd Epps, even though he's never told that Floyd Epps is dead. Why was he asking about Floyd? And then he said, he's asking just because, Floyd came up in his head. What? And when they said, why were you so upset when we approached your house, Willie? He said, I just had a feeling. His spidey senses came out, and he just had a feeling something bad happened. That's why he ran away from the police when they showed up. The beginning of this interview is really interesting. I don't want to stop it after she says it, but Detective Taliano's going to ask her, did Marsha owe anybody money? And Gwen Mincy's going to go on to say, she owed this one girl $20, but nobody's killing somebody over $20, right? And then you hear the tape go click, click, which has been very consistent throughout all of these interviews with Detective Taliano and Sal Rivera, then Captain, and Detective Rich Resendez. The tape goes off and the story changes. The tape goes off and the story changes. But you'll hear click, click, and then she starts talking about Shakim. The Shakim in the previous interview, she didn't even know. She knew his name, and she didn't know his name, and she knew his name, and she didn't know his name. The whole thing is shady. So we're going to play like the first 5 minutes, and then we're going to stop and discuss. 1 second to share my screen. Share my audio. Share.
Mincy, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. My name is Detective Taliano, Lorain Police Department, and you are Gwen Mincy, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gwen, I actually come down this morning to talk to you about the murders of Floyd Epps and Marsha Blakely. I don't know how well you knew Floyd.
No, long time.
Right. But I know that you were pretty close with Marsha. And after talking to some people, I have reason to believe that you might at least have some information that could be of some use to us. I don't know what that information is.
Yeah.
And I won't know until I talk to you.
Mm.
Okay. But I do appreciate you coming down. And see, today's date is August 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And the time is 1000 hours. Okay. Why don't you first tell me, how did you come to know Marsha?
We grew up together out there in the projects.
Okay.
I've been knowing her since she was a baby.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
31.
Oh, she was about 22. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So you're a little bit older. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't look it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I had to look again. Since she was a baby, too old yourself. We know that Marsha had a drug problem. She was out there smoking pipe, and we know that she was dealing for some people. Dealing, in a sense, she was running.
Yeah.
Running money, running some
stores.
But also she was boosting, things like that.
Yeah, that's what she was doing.
Right. And I'm not here to, the lady's dead.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
And I'm not here to put her down, but we need to fill in some blanks.
Yeah.
Who she was dealing with, what she was doing, and who she was doing it with. And that may really help us. I'll let you start.
Well, Marsha dealt with a lot of people.
Well, who was she dealing with specifically?
What do you mean, as far as what?
Drugs.
Anybody that's sold.
Okay, well, we need to find out who everybody and anybody is.
I don't know, all I know is that, from when she was smoking, but I never was with her when she, bought any or anything like that.
But people talk. You talked to her, you were close to her, I'm sure she told
Yeah,
you.
not really.
Who she owed money to? Where?
Well, the only one I know she owed money to this one girl. She had told me that Marsha took $20 from her, but she said that, but nothing,
No.
See, but
I'm talking like
I also
thousands
heard-
of dollars.
right. All I know is from what I done heard,
Which is what?
Hear that click, click? Ready? Let's hear it again, you guys.
No.
See, but
I'm talking like
I also
thousands
heard-
of dollars.
right. All I know is from what I done heard,
Which is what?
I heard that this one girl came to me and she told me that Marsha had an argument with Shakim.
John
Yeah.
Edwards. Shakim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Said they had a real bad argument. It was about some dope drugs,
Mm-hmm.
And she said that and that she felt that her and this other girl was talking and they felt that they had something to do with it. Him and his friends.
Who are his friends?
Oh, some guys from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she gave me some of their names, but only one I could remember was the one.
Who's that?
His nickname was Al.
Uh-huh.
You call him Al Monday, or
Mm-hmm.
that's the only one that she gave me. But she gave me some more, but I can't remember them. And I talked to to see because I've been asking too,
Mm-hmm.
But I talked to this one guy the other night, and I was telling him about it. What had happened that, the girl was close to me. He told me that same night that he saw my brother and her talking. Because, see, he lives across the street from us. See.
Who lives across the street?
This white guy.
From your mother's house on 23rd?
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
okay. All right.
And he said that he saw my brother and her talking on the corner.
So what time
And he
was that?
saw him,
You said what time that was?
No, he did. I asked him. He said he couldn't quite remember,
Mhm.
and he said, and he said he saw when she was out there, when he said he saw her leave, and that he saw a dark color car light
Mm-hmm.
pull up, and one guy got out. He said, and the one guy was walking real fast, like, well, we'd be drinking beer and stuff together. So he said the guy was walking fast, and he said it was weird because the car went around and went back up this way, the way that the guy walked. But this was supposed to be
Away from your mother's
supposedly,
house, or?
yeah, this was supposedly had been after Marsha had left
Mm-hmm.
from the corner, because I saw.
So she's saying that someone that lived across the street from her mother's house saw them arguing that night. Okay. Saw this brown car that Mary Jane Gonzalez mentions, that is mentioned multiple times. Now, throughout this interview, her story changes a little bit here and there, but when Detective Tayano tries to put her on somebody else, she comes back and she will consistently, for the next 26 minutes, come back to the story about Jeff that lived across the street, that saw somebody go, Willie and her arguing, saw somebody going, after her. And then behind them was this brown car that he always is seen over on, and he'll eventually say Reeves Avenue, which is right by where they're at. But this brown tan car. And she's going to get very specific about it. But remember that she's saying this because she starts getting mad with him. And I feel like in the beginning of the interview, she's a little high. And I feel like she starts detoxing because even say, sorry to keep you during one of these in one of these minutes.
Saw her too, talking to my brother in the corner.
Was this like an early
And
morning
when I
hours
saw
or
him,
late
he
at
was-
night, during the afternoon?
This
What
was
are we
at
talking
night.
about?
This was at night. This was probably around 12:30,
Mm-hmm.
12 somewhere.
Is that what he told you? Or?
No, I'm talking about when I seen him.
You saw who?
My brother talking to her. It was about
out on the corner there?
yeah. And I saw him when he turned around and went back in the house. It was somewhere in there. I don't know the time, but somewhere.
Yeah, sure.
And I saw him when he went in the house, and I saw her when she did like this and went on.
Which way did she walk?
She was coming back. She was coming towards the corner. Okay, because like getting ready to step down to the street.
Yeah, well, I mean, but when she was talking to Willie, your brother Willie, where were they at?
They were not quite on the corner, just almost to the corner.
About 23rd and Pole?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when she walked, did she walk away from your mother's house?
She walked away from my mom's.
Okay.
And
then what
if
about,
I'm not mistaken, the guy said, did I see the car? No, because see, the reason I see, I was in another car. I was getting ready to come home because I had been over someone's house and I was getting ready to come home, and I saw my brother and Marsha on the corner. So I told the guys, but I said, well, go ahead, just go on. That's my brother and Marsha. I said, just go ahead. I said, I come back, And we went on, and we went somewhere, and then we came back, and I had him drop me off. And I got my brother.
Willie?
Yeah, I got him. And I told him, I said, hey, come on, let's go home. Because he was sitting outside down there where Floyd and Marsha lived.
Okay.
But that was later. That was about probably, I don't know, I can't quite, probably about 25 minutes. But, what time was that? It was probably.
Isn't it weird? You hear that zoing, and she said, oh, that was later. That was way later. And then all of a sudden she goes, oh, 25 minutes. That's not later. And then she stated twice that she saw them at 12:30 together, which by the way, Mary Jane Gonzalez's story matches up, right? Because Mary Jane said she saw her between 12 and 12:30. Well, then we see that Gwen Mincy sees her arguing on the corner with her brother. And then she said, when I came back, we left. I said, ignore them. That's just Marsha and them. Then they went on to the thing. She said, that was a while, right? That was a while. Then she says 25 minutes after you hear the zoing, that we hear throughout all the, well, a couple interviews, not all of them, but a couple, when they want the story changed, we hear that swing, which is so weird.
Let's see. Yeah, about 25 minutes. No, I can't quite, probably about 25 minutes. But, what time was that? It was probably, let's see. Yeah, about 25 minutes to or something like that. Because he was sitting there waiting. I heard her come home. And I said, Willie, come on, she ain't gonna be home, Because she always
did you say anything about what happened between him and her when they were talking on the corner of 23rd and Pole?
Nothing but just that he didn't want her to go. He always tried to keep Marsha from going places, going in stores and stuff. He used to argue with her about that a lot, till she got to stop. But she wouldn't listen. She was so hard-headed.
You mean go in the store like boosting?
Boosting and doing drugs and running the streets,
She prostituting?
No.
She ever get anybody's
But I believe, I believe that. That
well, that's what I meant by prostitute.
That's how she got caught before, Right. She went to jail before that because most of the time she would hop in anybody's car. All they had to do is just say they had some money. She would get in the car. She's so naive, but she didn't really bother nobody, though.
Yeah.
But I do know that guy, and the car that the guy seen, I'm telling you, it's something. He said the same car he parked on Reeves, right where I usually see Marsha at sometimes.
Where on Reeves?
Right. What building? Who lived there? Right.
Well, on Reeves, which was.
Eddie Mendez?
No, but by the Jets.
Right, and by the projects.
When you say Reeves Avenue, you mean between 21st and 19th, the strip. All right, that's all you
right there, the car. He said the car be right there all the time. He said
this guy that you're talking to, who's this? What's his name?
Jeff. I don't know his last name because I just really met him. He stays across the street from me.
From your mother's house, 1609 23rd.
But see, I done heard so many things,
Yeah.
But
well, why don't you tell me what you heard?
Why
don't you tell me what you heard?
Did this go on your father? Is that
well, I don't know what you're going to tell me, but I need to know what you know. I mean, 2 people died a very violent death.
I know, but I'm talking about, I don't want to get hurt. You know, I don't want to go out there and get myself hurt.
Well, that's not my intention. I just need somebody to point me in the right directions. I'm not going to coach you. I just want to be.
I had heard that, I just overheard it. I put it like that.
Do you hear him? All of a sudden, she's talking about this Eddie. Do you know who Eddie Mendez is? And he starts getting like angry, right? He's like, kind of starts getting mad. He's like, well, who is this guy? And she's like, well, this guy Jeff sees this car parked all the time on the same car he saw that night parked on Reeves Avenue, you know, where this Eddie Mendez lives. And he starts getting mad about that. And then all of a sudden, she's like, you know, does this go any further? Does what go any further? What are you talking about? Does what go any further? He's like, oh, what are you telling me? And she's like, I'm not trying to get hurt. Why? Because I just told you a story to repeat, and you're not trying to do that because it's not true. Then she said, well, I'll tell you what I've heard. Well, who'd you hear that from, Gwen? Person in front of you?
I know, but I'm talking about, I don't want to get hurt. You know, I don't want to go out there and get myself hurt.
Well, that's not my intention. I just need somebody to point me in the right directions. I'm not going to coach you. I just want to be. I
had heard that, I just overheard it. I put it like that. Like this, I heard two different stories. That Marsha had went and copped a piece from these two guys.
What two guys?
I don't know. They were supposed to be Cubans. I don't know. And that Shakim went back and convinced these guys that Marsha was snitching because these guys were supposed to have been bringing guns down here. And Shakim went back and convinced them that Marsha was a snitch. So that's all I heard.
These two Cubans.
I don't know. They're supposed to live. Okay. That's where they're supposed to be staying. They're supposed to be staying over there, right off 11 in Lorain. Well, see, you know how you come off Lorain Drive, then there's a little curve going up by where the car wash used to be. Right. Well, they stay in there somewhere. They're supposed to stay right in there somewhere, right? You ever see these guys? Like around right in back of shot. No, I never seen them.
You ever think what kind of car they might be driving around?
No. Okay. But I also think that maybe you should check the car out on Reeves.
Well, if I can find it, what kind of car? Actually,
I think you need to go check out the car on Reeves. Like, yeah, if I can find it. She just told you 2 minutes ago the car is always there, that they see it all the time. She's gonna later say that she saw it that day. Oh, but if I can find it, you know.
I think that the car, cause see, think that maybe you should check the car out on Reeves.
Well, if I can find it, what kind of car? Actually,
I think that the car, cause see, I've seen Marsha get in and out of this same car, cause I asked my mom to go down the street today. You know, cause
car?
It's a Monte Carlo's, a dark brown.
Monte Carlo.
Like a Grand Prix or something. It looks, if at night it would look burgundy.
Is that car always out there?
Yeah.
Is it out there now?
Yeah. And see, I've seen Marsha get in and out of that car. I've seen her in the car with Albert Mendez before.
Who's Albert Mendez?
I went to school with him. See, he's a Puerto Rican guy.
Where'd he live?
On Reeves.
Where about?
Right with that same car that I think I think that guy's been seeing. That's the car he saw that I believe.
It's not Albert Mendez's car, is it?
I've seen him driving it. I don't know who the car belonged to. But
when was the last time you saw that car out there?
Just right before I came here, because I asked my mom to ride down the street.
Okay, describe it.
It's a brown Grand Prix. It's got a beige looking top, but at night it would look like it's a dark brown burgundy. You know, at night it would look burgundy.
Is it an older car, a new car?
It's older. Yeah, about no, get me probably Grand Prix. It ain't no old Grand Prix. It's one of the ones made like like a square, like not one of them long Monte Carlos. You know, those are not like that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about them shorter ones.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got a little bit of rust spot on and back on the end.
It's got a beige top, you said? Can you get a license plate for me?
Yeah.
Drive by, just and call it in when you leave here,
Mm-hmm.
so I know I'm looking at the same car you're looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Okay, but like I was saying about that car, see, Alfred has dropped Marsha off up at my house before and picked her right back up and dropped her off down by Floyd's house. See, and so that's why I said, I think that, from what the guy told me and stuff, I think that, they should check that car out too, because
Okay.
I'd be listening and stuff to things, but I don't want to really get involved because I don't want to go out there and get myself hurt, I understand.
So who do you think killed Marsha and Floyd?
Hey, I don't know.
Well, give you
But
best educated
at
street guess.
At first, I did think it was them boys from New York.
At first, I did think it was those boys from New York. At first, when you told me. But now,
I don't know.
Well, give you best educated street guess.
At first, I did think it was them boys from New York. Because I thought maybe she probably smoked up somebody's stuff, because that's what I did here. I heard that she was supposed to have smoked up $1,000 worth of
who's dope? Who's dope did she smoke up? I'm asking you.
No, that's what I heard.
Who's BI's? Shakim's?
Yeah, that's who I heard.
Guy named Patch. You know a guy named Patch?
No, but I heard it was supposed to be in his Shakim's. That's the first one I heard. But it wasn't his stuff.
Whose stuff was it?
That's really. I would tell you, it's supposed to have been the guys from out of town, New York, his friends. So, but they also heard that that when he had left, when it happened, he never went home.
Who?
That he disappeared for a couple of days. Shakim.
Okay.
And so I heard so many stories, So it's
What
best
about
to
these
just
Cubans? These Cubans are supposed to be friends of Shakim's?
I guess.
How do we
See,
know
I really don't know.
How do we know they're Cubans? Who are you getting that from? They're Cubans.
I just heard it. I overheard some people talking, that's all.
Yeah.
Really, just talk.
Are these Cubans supposed to be from New York?
I don't know. But I also heard that that B.I. was the one that's supposed to give these Cubans his car. He was supposed to give them a car. He gave them a car. Gave the car to these Cubans. I guess, I don't know, some shit.
Well, tell me whatever you got. I mean, I need everything you got. What do you got?
But that's and I heard that B.I. was driving a car too that leaked a lot of motor oil and stuff. So you check that out. I've heard that because I called Mr. Rice and I told him, the guy did say that. So.
Did you hear a guy named Anthony Morton? Tony Morton? Big guy, about 6'5", 250.
Anthony Morton.
Morton, yeah.
When the name sounds so familiar.
Big guy, like I see, he's about 6'5".
Was he fat or something?
I never seen him. Well, I know he's probably pretty, yeah.
Anthony Morton. The name sounds familiar.
Might hang around with B.I.
Oh, you talking about Mo, Big Mo. Yeah, I heard she was with him that night. I heard that too. She was with so many people that night,
Yeah. So Big Mo was Anthony Morton? When was she supposed to be with him?
So do you notice that Gwen Mincy isn't providing this information? He's asking about Anthony Morton. Oh, I know. Maybe. I don't know. What about him? Big Mo. Oh, I don't know. Oh, she's with so many people that night. And then she first thought it was Shakim. Now it's not Shakim. She smoked up somebody's dope. Doesn't know who's dope. And she sounds like she's getting frustrated. And she says those New York guys. But then, she's all over the place. But you know what she's consistent on? In the next 15 minutes, you'll notice is this brown car. This brown car. It's right down the street from her. And she starts getting kind of lippy with them, like, this brown car. You guys need to look at this brown car.
Who was that? Laverne Tinsley saw him, a friend of mine. She saw them, said they looked like they was up to something. So Marsha came out. They came out and he went.
Came out where?
Came out of Floyd's house. And he went one way and Marsha went another. They probably was in there getting high or something, you know.
Yeah.
But he was with her too that night, though. So
You know what time?
I think she said it was around 11 or so. This is supposed to have been before she had even came to see my brother.
So your brother was that like 12:30? You said.
Yeah, but see, I went back and see my brother. He was there. It was around that time. Cause see, I was getting ready to come home. It was somewhere in there. I really don't know the time, but I know it was in that area. 12:30, maybe something to 1. You know.
Was Marsha afraid of anybody? Somebody showed money to. Maybe ripped.
Marsha always took something from somebody, but she
But you know, nobody killed her over $20.
I know.
Right? I mean, you might smoke up somebody's piece, but they're not going to kill you for it.
Well, I mean, I can't understand.
So it had to be something pretty big. Was she running for somebody?
No, that's just.
Because we heard she might be running. She might be running for Shakim and these guys.
You know what? Yes, probably after Shakim made, no telling, because they've had a real bad argument, because he Shakim busted my head before.
When did this take place?
And I know he's crazy because he busted my head for no reason.
That was over 7-Eleven, wasn't
it? When he busted my head?
Yeah.
No, it was in somebody's house because he lost his drugs. And he wanted everybody to take their clothes off, and I wouldn't take mine off, because I feel like, hey, I ain't got nothing, I'm not,
Yeah.
So he started throwing things at me.
Let's get back to this argument with Shakim. Marsha's argument with Shakim. When did that take place?
I don't know. See, I
like how he asked, said, was she running at 18:11 minutes? She said, was she running drugs for somebody? And she said no. And she said very clear. And then all of a sudden, oh, well, maybe. And then you hear this paper ripping. Like, you can tell he's getting aggravated with her. That's honestly a sign of aggravation. I just think it's funny. Oh, she ran drugs for Kim? No, she can. But clearly Gwen knows who Shakim is because she was somewhere where he got upset that somebody stole some drugs and
I didn't heard about this.
Get back to this argument with Shakim. Marsha's argument with Shakim.
So now he wants to get back to the argument with Marsha. He's directing her. He's leading her.
Hey, I ain't got nothing. I'm not,
Yeah.
So he started throwing things at me.
Let's get back to this argument with Shakim. Marsha's argument with Shakim. When did that take place?
I don't know. See, I didn't heard about this. But somebody told me, who told me that they had a bad argument? But see, the one I think you should talk to is, she's young. She's 16. She be with Nan all the time. She beats over Nan's house all the time. And it's my ex-sister-in-law's daughter. Her name is Tawana Moy. Because she told me. Yeah. Because she told me that Shakim and that girl had a real bad argument too. And she's about 15, 16. She beats up in that girl's house every day.
At Nan's house, right?
Yeah. And so, I know that she know these people names. That's who told me that they believe her. She said that her and I believe her and Nan was talking. And she said that her and Nan believed that they had something to do with it.
Did she and Nan believe that Shakim had something to do with it?
Yeah, that's what she was telling me. See, she talks.
With this young girl?
See, I don't think Nan, want her to say nothing like that, but that's what she told me. She said that that's what her and Nan been saying, sitting and saying.
Yeah.
That they think that those Shakim's friends had something to do with it.
Hey, Detective Resendez. Gwen Mincy. Who told you about the argument, though, with Shakim? Shakim was supposed to argue.
I can't even remember.
But did they say when that happened?
They said that I can't remember who said they were arguing, but I heard that they had a real bad argument at the bar.
At the bar? In the bar or at the bar?
They were arguing at the bar, either in the bar, is one of the two. See, I just heard a lot of stuff, stuff.
But they
said it was real, that they were arguing. Or it might have been in the projects. I don't know. See, I ain't for sure. I just heard they had a real bad argument.
Yeah. What could they possibly be arguing about? I mean, it wasn't a $20 piece. So that's why I'm getting back to. Nobody's gonna front her.
I gotta find out what they were arguing about.
Because all she ever did was boost to get from one high to the next.
Yeah.
So
wait, did you just hear what Tectoniano said? Nobody is going to front her a lot of stuff. Well, that becomes your story, Tectoniano, that she owed money. But you knew yourself now. You say it at 21 minutes. No one's gonna front her a lot of stuff. No one's gonna kill her over, smoking somebody's dope. So you negated your own argument. Genius.
For somebody to
unless she picked some up that didn't belong to her.
Right.
Because she would have did it. But they were arguing about
because all she ever did was boost to get from one high to the next.
Yeah.
So for somebody to
unless she picked some up that didn't belong to her.
Right.
Because she would have did it.
Yeah.
Because I know she would have. She would have picked something up.
Or be in somebody's house and see something and
if
steal it.
If she saw some drugs or something in somebody's house, she's gonna pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
If she see them, she's gonna take them.
Yeah. Do you hear anything? Do you know whether or not she did?
That's why I believe in my heart, I believe that that's what happened. That she went in somebody's house and picked up some drugs, or something that didn't belong to her, or either what.
Let me ask you. When was the last time you saw?
That's what I really first believed. That But
yeah.
Then after I heard just about that what Shakim did was supposed to have saying she was a snitch, then I started believing that. So you don't know what to believe really, because there's so many things. Just checking all of them. That's all you can do.
How about Floyd? When was the last time you saw him?
Oh, I can't even remember.
Did you see him that day though? I mean,
no, I didn't see him at all today.
So when you saw your brother,
I didn't see Floyd nowhere.
Yeah.
Not anywhere. That's kind of puzzling, ain't it?
Well, how do you figure Floyd got involved in all this?
I think probably because see if that's true that about that, what I told you about those guys, they probably just probably meant to kill her, and they figured he probably saw was going to be able to tell on him or whatever, and they probably killed him too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to think about that. Because Floyd didn't bother nobody.
No, I know. What do you know about B.I.?
What I know about him?
Mm-hmm.
And he act kind of weird to me. But I don't know much about him.
Well, he deals with drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he friends with Shakim?
I don't know. I don't even know if they associate. I ain't for sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's get back to that car that's on Reeves Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you leave here, you're going to get me that number.
Yeah, I'll get.
Now you're saying that this Albert Mendez, if I understood you correctly, if it's not his car, still you've seen him drive it. Is that right? And after talking to
because
this Jeff, this white guy, I need his last name. I need his address. I need something.
He lived right across the street from me. I have to call that in because
when you call in the
I talked to him,
plate,
and I can't remember if I asked him if he would, talk to y'all or whatever. But I believe that he probably would. He would.
Where you over?
It's 1609.
23rd.
He lived right across the street.
How old is he?
I guess he's about 30, 29, 30.
Okay.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. Who's he lived there with?
His mother.
Oh, he lives with his mother?
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one that he told you he saw this car after your brother and Marsha sort of split this car being an area and somebody getting out and walking towards her, or at least the direction she was.
He said they looked suspicious.
Yeah. And he described the car as
And he
what?
said, and I think if I'm not mistaken, that car went the same way Marsha went.
Yeah, but did you see it? The car?
No, I didn't see it. I
So,
just saw when he described it to me. It came to me, Dad. I remember Marsha getting out of the car with Alfred Mendez at our house. He brought up there before, and I remember her getting out of the car once again before.
Who's the Alfred Mendez?
So I went over to this guy I went to school with.
I said, who's he run with? I said,
Oh, he'd be running with. He'd be out there in the project.
Mhm.
Right there on Reeves. Right there on Reeves where
does
that
he
car
live
at.
there on Reeves?
That's his cousin, lived there, Eddie Fonseca.
Oh.
You know him. And Fonseca's whatever.
Is it Fonseca's car? Is it a dark brown?
It might be his mom's car, and they be using it a lot.
Yeah. Well, you give me a license number. I think I might already checked that car out. But I still want to see it. It's brown color, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Detective Tayana, if you already checked that car out, it's not in any of your reports. That name's not even in any of the reports. Fonseca's and Albert Mendez, those aren't in the reports at all. If you checked it out, wouldn't you put that in your police report? It's funny, too. She said she knows them. You know them. You know them, Detective Taliano. You know of them. Running the streets. They're also running around the projects. Oh.
And Fonseca's whatever.
Is it Fonseca's car? Is it a dark brown?
It might be his mom's car, and they be using it a lot.
Yeah. Well, you give me a license number. I think I might already checked that car out. But I still want to see it. It's brown color, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Usually backs it in.
Mm-hmm. But it's pulled in now.
Right. Does it have a broken front grill? Some part of the grill missing? Or don't you know?
No, I didn't notice that. Just the bumper.
So when you go home, you're gonna do two things for me, right? You're gonna
get
get
that guy's name.
at least his address, Jeff's address.
Okay.
Detective Taliano knows the car so well that he knows that he usually backs in the car and it has a broken grill. You know that car pretty well.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get his address.
And if you get his name, that'd be great.
Number.
And then that license number.
I helped the best I could. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
You know, I
And
really
if you hear
don't
something,
I ain't involved with none of this. I don't.
what about these?
But I don't mind giving them.
Who told you these guys were Cuban?
I just overheard it. Didn't nobody tell me anything.
Well, who did you overhear it from?
Well, I just, I don't know who it was. I just heard them talking. That's all.
You just said you were gonna help me as best you can.
I am.
And now you're not telling me who you said they were Cuban. So we got a conflict here. You know what, Gwen? If we don't get these guys off the street, they may
kill somebody else.
They may kill you.
You're
out there. I know you're out there.
But not like that.
But you're out there. So we need to take these people and put them into a box so they can't ever hurt anybody like they hurt Marsha and Floyd again. They didn't just walk out there and go, poof, you know. They did some things to these people that shouldn't have been done to any human body. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And that means they're mean. And that means we got to get
They tortured her, didn't
we
they?
got to get those people out of there.
Did they torture her?
We got to get those people out of there. And we need everybody's help. And if we don't
I help
do
the
that,
best I can.
I need to know that.
Because see,
I need
she
to
was
believe
close to me too.
I understand that. And I know how close you and your brother were to her.
Yeah.
And we owe her. I don't
She
care what
did.
she did out on the street.
That's
I don't
right.
care where she came from. She was a human being. And human beings don't need to be treated like that.
But see, the only thing about this is that, see, what I'm saying is like, I had overheard some people talking, but I don't, the only thing about that is though, I guess you're saying, you go saying and then they be all down you. I don't want nobody coming at
I'm
me.
not fronting you out. I just need information. I'm not going to go to the journal tomorrow and say, Gwen Mincy said this. They don't need to know who
But
said
you
it.
should talk to her brother Timmy again.
Whose brother?
That's all I
Timmy?
can say.
Whose brother, Timmy?
Marsha's brother,
Mark, you mean?
Timmy.
Okay, I haven't talked to him. I've only talked to Mark.
Well, cause see, I guess you should talk to him.
Why Tim?
Huh?
Why Tim?
Because
What's he
see,
know?
that's what where I heard it at. It was over there at the at after the funeral and
Funeral?
stuff at the
Uh-huh.
house over there where
Yeah.
everybody was at. You know, and that's where I heard it at. I heard that, you know, that they know who really did it, and it was two Cuban guys, because Marsha had bought a piece from them, and then see, these Cuban guys had been bringing some guns down here to somebody,
Mhm.
and Shakim went and convinced them that Marsha was snitching. You know, that she was a snitch and she just trying to set him up, and that they were supposed to have killed him. So that's what I heard.
Mhm. Are these Cubans still supposed to be in town, or did they leave?
I'm not for sure, but they said that they had a dark color car. And they're supposed to have a burgundy car, maroon, whatever color car they said they looking for.
You know where Tim Blakely lives?
Yeah, he lives on North Central. But he lives with Cheryl Brooks. So
Where's that at?
on North Central.
Oh,
I don't know the address.
Cheryl Brooks, son?
Mhm.
Uh-huh. His name
Might
is
be
Tim
the best.
Blakely? You got a phone number for him?
No, I don't even know the address.
No, I know, but sometimes people know phone numbers, not address.
Yeah,
You know if they got her phone number? Is Cheryl? Or...
no, she don't have no phone.
Okay. Does he work anywhere, does Tim?
He was working out at the UST with my brother.
He's working where?
He was working out there at the UST with my brother on and cleanup or whatever that was. I'm pretty sure that that's who they said. You know, so this is the best I can do.
Right.
Because believe me, if I knew who it was, I would tell you. You
Well,
know,
you know, you might
that
have.
I'd make it my business because I'm just scared. I'm scared to walk the streets now. You know,
They're
that's gave me something to think about. Shit, I've been scared.
Now, I'm assuming, after listening to this, that the tape that we listened to in the previous episode is from 8:15, is from this date. I'm not positive, but I'm inferring just because when he comes back into the tape, it says, you know, if this Tim Blakely thing might be a thing. Excuse me. So he said this Tim Blakely thing might be a thing. But as you heard throughout her entire interview, she keeps referring to this car. You see how quickly, you know, Detective Taliano wants to blame, you know, Shakim, and keeps bringing up the New York boy, Shakim. What does this have to do with Shakim? What does that have to do with Shakim? And she's like, nothing. You see how he glosses over that car. And she even says, oh, you know them, and that they run the streets as well. And he just pretty much, oh, I already looked into that car. Well, if he did look into that car, it's not on his police report. It's documented nowhere. There's no interview taped with Albert Mendez or what's that guy's name? Albert Mendez or Eddie Phoenicius or whatever his name is, you know, about his mom's car. In fact, Taliano didn't write anything about that in his report. And she keeps coming back to that car. She keeps coming back to white boy Jeff, who lived across the street from her, and said that she saw somebody walking fast towards Marsha, which she assumed was her brother, and this car following. So who was in that car? And I want to track down white boy Jeff. That's my new goal. Now, this is the first set of interviews that I've had. My next episode, I'm going to try and get Shakim on here, and we're going to go over all of the stuff that we found together. And Shakim is one of the Ohio 4 currently incarcerated. So I don't know when that next episode is going to be. And in between, I'm going to get back into some of my other stuff that I do. People ask, you know, Katie, how did you get into this case? And this case stemmed from a corrupt radio contract that I was investigating, and which led into an investigation into our Lorain County prosecutor being extorted by allegedly being extorted, but I believe to be an extortion when he decided to not play for one, when he decided to free Nancy Smith, when he decided not to play around with this contract that was going around, the CCI contract, when he decided not to defend the 30-year sheriff that was going after the commissioners, when he decided not to indict the commissioners. Then I learned about the Ohio 4, and literally I think I read almost everything about the case that Josh Dewin had put up in December of 2024. It just hit me. I took 2 weeks and I kind of dug in. And, when Tony Silo took over as Lorain County prosecutor, the first thing he did was rescind the motion for a new trial for these 4 individuals, which is why we're bringing it to light now, is that I want you all to go onto my website. I'm going to bring it up here, and I want you all to write to Tony Silo, and I want you guys to plead with Tony Silo to look into this case, to give it a fair shot, to not cover the previous the previous prosecutors' discretions, to look into the plausibility that these men did not commit this horrendous crime you accuse them of. Regardless of what happens in the future, your job as a prosecutor is to also defend what's right, is pursue justice. And that justice isn't just the state of Ohio and the state of Ohio's convictions. It is for men that are wrongly accused of murder. It's the worst label you could actually put on somebody. But if you go down to you go down the Lorain County files, you can learn about that investigation. But if you go to the Ohio 4 page on mainstreetnews.com, I'm going to just pull this up real quick here, if it ever loads, because it hates me. It doesn't do this sometimes. Here we go. The Ohio 4, there's a template on there that please change it. Don't just go off of my template. Add your own personal stuff to it, but you can hit the PDF, you can hit the docx as well. And it is a template letter to the Lorain County prosecutor. It has the address there and everything that I need you to send and tell them to free the Ohio 4, look into this case, or even contact Joe Rogan and go back on there, because Joe Rogan, Tony Silo, our Lorain County prosecutor, an open invite to Joe Rogan to explain why he hasn't opened this case. Now, as well, I also have, if you look at my website, is I went through all the documents, and the most important I put on my website. You can go through from the original police report, John Edwards' testimony, Lenworth Edwards' testimony, William Avery Jr., who we're going to get into later's testimony. I don't want to bring him in yet until we hear his interview, which I'm still waiting on Lorain Police to release to me. I checked up on that today. Jeremiah Charlton, who also saw Marsha Blakely that night, Mary Jane Gonzalez's testimony, Laura Walker's testimony, Willie Mincy and Gwen Mincy, the stuff we have on them. And then we have all of the Ohio 4 episodes that I have done. Go on that website, and even to the new 2 of the new ones that we've done recently. But I urge all of you to go on to my website, mainstreetnews.com, Lorain County Files, the Ohio 4. You can go to my blog. I have an article about the Ohio 4, kind of a summation, explains, what, just go to the Ohio 4 here. But in the interim of Shakim's and mine and Shakim's interview, we're gonna kind of just go over all this new information right here. Fight for Justice, March 25th of 2025. I wrote this. You guys can go and read that. Give you guys some more information. I urge you guys to do that. And there's evidence. If you click those links, you can go to what I'm referencing, and it goes over the motions and everything that was not done during that trial. I urge all of you to contact Tony Silo and tell him to give this case a look at. It's just the right thing to do. My next few episodes probably will not. I know we're gonna have Amber on to talk about what's going on with her mom's stuff. I'm probably gonna get into some legislation, go back into some legislation stuff that I'm working on. Hopefully by the end of the week, I can get Shakim on here and me and him can discuss all of our new findings. But I hope you take the time and listen to Gwen Mincy's recording. When we get the new recordings, I will update with the new ones. If we get them this week, we'll listen to them this week together. If not, when I get those from Lorain Police Department, we will continue back to 1991. But this series is not going to end. It's going to continue in between of the other stuff that I do. There's important legislation I need to discuss with all of you. So stay tuned, but stay tuned into Mean Street, the Ohio and Ford investigation. Like I said, contact Tony Sillo, apply some pressure. And in the meantime, stay focused, Ohio, and stay focused, Lorain County. And I will be back to discuss more with you in the future. And thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for joining me today on Mean Street. I hope you enjoyed the show. I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider supporting our work and supporting my effort. You can support directly underneath at the Spotify donations, or you can directly give a donation at paypal.me/Mean Street, Ohio. Any donation received will help me continue to provide news to you and everyone else across Ohio and beyond. I love what I do, and I just hope to continue to do it. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me today on Mean Street. I hope you enjoyed